The tip this week is about twisted decreases on the right side of the work, not the wrong side. There's only one type of twisted decrease that is really easy to make. The rest of them you have to go to some kind of trouble to make. And the one that is easy to make is the SKP. When you slip a stitch for a decrease, it should always be slipped knitwise, unless you want a twisted decrease. If I slip it purlwise, as if to purl, it's going to be twisted. Now, how can you tell you have a twisted decrease? I'm using these gigantic needles so you can see. If I stretch the stitch at the bottom, it crosses. Now, why are twisted decreases such a big deal? Well, they have a different gauge than regular stitches, and they are more noticeable. For that reason, they're good in decorative lace frequently. You'll see them there. About that's the only place you really ever see them. Now, to do a right slanting twisted decrease for since that was a SKP, let's do a KSP. And if you remember, in a KSP, you knit the stitch, and if you alter the orientation of that stitch, you will get a twisted right slanting decrease. You notice I only twisted at the bottom. I don't know why on earth you would ever do that. It is so much work. Now, if you look at the directions in Vogue Knitting, that is how they tell you to do it. So for those of you doing the master's program or the basics class, if you look in Vogue, disregard it. Now, the other twisted decreases, and I got to work to the end of the row so I can get on the right side, and working with these needles is like working with a broomstick, but I think it's easier to see when I do this. And almost there. I don't normally knit with needles above size 4, so this is hard for me. All right, to do a twisted SSK, you would not do the slip-slip. You would just knit in the back. Knit the two stitches together. So if I just go in here, instead of normally with an SSK, you reorient the stitches. If you don't do that, if you just knit them through the back, then you can get a twisted decrease, and you can see both sides of that are twisted. And sometimes I see that in the basics class, but you just have to slip them first. Now, for the twisted right slanting decrease of the version of knit two together, you have to go to some work to do this as well. And there I am. I have to actually slip those guys the wrong way and then knit them together, and then they are twisted. Again, I don't know why on earth you would do that except in lace. Now, in level 2 of the master's program, you do some twisted decreases. With this size yarn and needles, they're not very attractive. It's kind of hard to see, but these normally are just gigantic anyway. In the blog, where I have a photo of a swatch that I knit on regular needles, you can see that these are much more noticeable.